If you are a beginner equestrian, or if you are an equestrian, you will obviously know that most people will tell you never to walk behind a horse. And if you are an equestrian, you know that most equestrians do not follow this rule. Because there's actually a safe way to be able to walk behind a horse without a risk of getting kicked. I know there's bugs. Now, if you're dealing with a green horse or an unfamiliar horse, it's always safe to practice these things, even if you are an experienced equestrian. So here's what you could do to practice walking behind your horse more safely. Say you're gonna walk behind your horse, here's what you should do. Put a hand on their back and just run it all the way down to their butt so that they know and they can feel that you're right here and it's not spooky or sudden for them to see you or feel you right behind them. So run your hand down their back and walk yourself right behind their butt. You don't want a lot of space back here because this gives them room to kick. If we're right up behind their butt, there's no room for them to kick easily. Not saying it can't happen, but it usually is a safer way to walk behind your horse. Unless you're desensitizing your horse to spookier objects like a tarp or bouncing ball or something that might startle them, you probably want to take this a good distance behind them while they're getting comfortable with it, because it can be spooky for them and sudden. Their intention may not be to kick you, but if they are suddenly spooked, they don't know what you have behind them, and suddenly something is making noise behind them, their first reaction may be to kick. So if you're going to be desensitizing your horse to something like that, I recommend by bringing that spooky object far away from their butt so they can't kick you. And also make sure that they go with it in the front too. They can touch it and see it and hear it make all the sounds, and make sure that they're comfortable with it there before bringing it around to their back, because they feel most threatened and vulnerable when it's at their back. So if you're going to be walking behind your horse's butt with something that could potentially scare them, even carrying a saddle around or something, if they're a green horse, just make sure you give them a good distance. This is also very similar as to how you would pick up their back leg. Now, if you're new to horses, you're new to picking up their feet or whatever, and especially if this is a unfamiliar horse, a green horse or whatever, it's always unsafe to go and just grab their leg. You're putting your face down in kicking reach, and you could startle them with suddenly grabbing them or whatever. So the safest way to pick up their back leg is to put a hand on their butt and run it down their leg till right here, and then you can pick it up to grow. That way they can also feel your hand coming down, and if they're used to this, they'll already have their leg picked up by the time you get right here.